of Kalika Manav Gyan Secondary School. And dear students, you might have remembered that in our previous class we learned one story from Unit 1 and the characters were Babu, right? Babu and his father. And today I have picked one grammar topic from the same unit, and the grammar topic is verb 1 and verb 5. Today we will be learning about verb and its form, and among its form we will be learning about two forms. They are verb 1 and verb 5. And before I start today's class, we will have a look on the learning outcome of today's class. So have a look on the slide. Let's have a slide, please. Okay, now see on the slide, class 5, subject English, and unit 1, topic grammar, verb 1 and verb 5 forms of verb. And what are the learning outcomes? At the end of this lesson, the students will be able to, you will be able to make the correct use of verb 1 and verb 5. Where verb 1 will be used and where verb 5 will be used, you will be able to use them properly, and you will also be able to identify which is verb 1 and which is verb 5. So these are the learning outcomes of today. Now let's start our class formally. Have a look on the board. We will be learning verbs, and in verbs we will be learning forms of verb, and among them verb 1 and verb 5 we will be reading today. And before I start teaching you about verb 1 and verb 5, do you know what do you mean by verb? In short, a verb is action word, right? For example, now I am teaching you. Teach is verb. You are learning. Learn is what? Verb, action word. Likewise, you are watching television. Watch is action word. And so that is verb. And verb has got 5 forms. Okay? Verb has got 5 forms. Has got 5 forms, and what are they? Verb 1, verb 2, verb 3, verb 4 and verb 5. Now among them, in our today's class we will be learning only verb 1 and verb 5. Okay? Now before learning about verb 5, I will list here some verbs, and I will teach you how to change those verbs into verb 5. Like let's take a very easy example. Teach. I am teaching you. Verb 1. Verb 1 is also said a root verb. Okay, root verb. Teach. What you are doing? Learning. Learn. Likewise, I am writing. Write. And you are looking. Television, right? Look. Okay, see here. Teach, learn, write, look. These are root verb. That is verb 1. Okay, these are verb 1. Now how we are going to change verb 1 into verb 5 is that we change verb into verb 5 by adding s or es. Here I will write on the board how we are going to change. We can change verb into verb 5 form by adding s or es. Okay? Now see here, teach. What will be its verb 5 form? Teaches. Now if you see here carefully, what we have added? Es, right? Now next form, learn. Now we will be adding s here. Write, writes. Look, looks. Likewise, let's write more example. Go, goes. Es. See, sees. Now in this way we can change any verb 1 into verb 5 form, either by adding s or es. Now, we will learn the uses of verb 1 and verb 5. And let me tell you that verb 1 and verb 5 are present forms of verb. They are present form. You should have knowledge about a tense also. How many tense are there? Present, past and future, right? So, verb 1 and verb 5 denotes to present form, present tense. Okay, present tense means, present means today, okay. Now, where we are going to use verb 1 and where we are going to use verb 5, because verb 1 and verb 5 both denote which form? Present, present tense. Now, I will be teaching you where we are going to use verb 1 and verb 5. Before that, we had to know about how to change verb 1 into verb 5. So, this is the way we can change verb into verb 5 form by adding s or es. Now, let's have a look on where we are going to use verb 1 and verb 5. Verb 1 is used with plural nouns. Plural nouns, or we can say pronouns. Okay, plural nouns or pronouns. Now, at first, let's go from pronoun onward. What are plural pronouns? We is plural. We means all, isn't it? Likewise, they is also plural, and plural nouns means it can be the boys, girls, teachers, isn't it? So, we, they plus plural nouns, they take what? Verb 5, verb 1. For example, I will make some sentences over here. See carefully. Let's start from we. Okay? We have to use go or goes. Go is verb 1. Goes is verb 5. We is plural. That means what we are going to take? We will be taking verb 1. So, we go to school. Likewise, they, let's use next verb. What, verb 1. What is verb 5. Now, what we are going to use here, because we have to see here the subject is what? Plural. Plural takes what? Verb 1. So, they watch television. Likewise, let's use one plural noun also. Teachers. Teachers. Now, if your teacher will only be here, it will be singular. After we add s, it became what? Plural noun. That means what it takes? It takes verb 1. That means teachers teach us nicely. Okay, now see here. These two are what? Plural pronoun. And this is plural noun. In short, what we can say is that plural subject takes verb 1. Okay? Plural subject takes verb 1. Keep this in mind. This is about verb 1. Now we will go to verb 5 where we are going to use them. Okay, verb 5, right? Verb 5. Now, verb 1 is used with plural, verb 5 is used with singular subject. Singular subject means singular pronoun or what comes? Singular nouns. For example, what will be singular pronoun? He, she, it, right? These are going to take verb 5. Let's make example. He. Now, go is verb 1. Goes is verb 5. What we will be using, as he is singular, so what it takes? Verb 5, that means goes. He goes to school. Now let's use see over here. See, what is verb 1? Watches is verb 5. Now what will this see take? See is singular. It will take watches, verb 5 form. See watches television, right? And previous one more example we made, we used what? Teachers we used, right? We used teachers. It is plural, so teachers took which form of verb? Verb 1. But here we are going to use singular, that means what teacher will take? It will take verb 5. Teacher teaches us nicely. Okay, he goes to school. See here, he goes, this is verb 5. See, watches, verb 5. Teacher teaches, verb 5. Okay, now one more using it. Dog is a faithful animal. It guards our house. Now see here. Dog is a faithful animal. It means dog, right? So here it also takes what? Verb 5. It guards our house. I guess you are clear about where we are going to use verb 1 and where we are going to use verb 5. Once again, I'd like to tell you that verb 1 is used with plural subject. Likewise, verb 5 is used with singular subject. Now, if you think nicely, then two things are missing here. Pronoun he, she, it. Likewise, they and we. We have already spoken about these pronouns, but two pronouns are missing. What are they? What are they? Can you guess? Yes, two pronouns are missing and they are I and you. Isn't it? I and you were missing. Now, I is singular. I is singular. You plays the role of either it is singular as well as plural. Now, one thing what you have to keep in mind is that I and you always take verb 1. Previously, we learned that verb 1 is used with plural, right? But here I is singular, you is also singular as well as plural. So, what you have to keep in mind is that I and you always takes a verb 1. That means, let's make sentence here. I have made one very simple sentence here. If option will come here, eat, eats, what you are going to use here? You cannot think that teacher said that we can, I is singular, that means it's take verb 5. Not. It is exceptional case, you have to keep it in your mind so that I will take verb 1, correct answer will be eat. I eat an apple. Likewise, let's make one sentence using you. You buys. So, what will be here? Verb 1. So, buy, you buy a bag. In this way. Now, this is all about verb 1 and verb 5. Verb 1 is used with plural subject. Verb 5 is used with singular subject. And there is one exception case that I and you being singular, they take what? They take verb 1. I guess you are clear about verb 1 and verb 5, okay? Now, let's do some questions. Let's do together. Like, for example, we later write, writes. And if you are having any difficulty in identifying which one is verb 1 and verb 5, you can just look here. If there is S or ES, if there is S or ES at last, then such type of verb are what? Verb 5. Okay? If there is S or ES, then such type of verbs are verb 5. So, see here, where is S? Here, that means this is verb 5 and this is obviously verb 1. Now, when such type of questions come, what you have to do is, at first you have to look at the subject. We is singular or plural? And you should have the concept of singular and plural also. Singular means one, plural means more than one. We is what? More than one. So, we is what? Plural. Plural subject? Plural subject takes what? Verb 1. Plural takes verb 1. So, what we are going to use? We are going to use here write. We write a letter. Likewise, the boys okay, now see here, quarrel, quarrels. Here, where you can see S at last, it's obviously here. So, it is verb 5 and this is verb 1. Now, after checking this, what you have to check? You have to check the subject. Subject, the boy, if here S was missing, then it would be singular. But here, S is here, so it is plural. So, plural takes what? Verb 1. So, we are going to use quarrel. One more we will be doing. Sita with her brother. Now, options are plays, play. Sita plays or play. Now, let us identify what sort of verb are these. Where you can see S, it is here. That means this is verb 5 and this is remaining one is verb 1. Now, we will be checking what? We will be checking subject is either singular or plural. Sita, it is singular. That means singular takes what? Verb 5. So, we are going to use here plays. Sita plays with her brother. Now, in this way, you can do such type of questions, but at first you have to identify the verbs and then you will see the subject. If the subject is singular, then you are going to use verb 5. And if the subject is plural, then you are going to use verb 1. In this way, you are going to use verb 1 and verb 5 correctly. And one thing you have to remember, one thing more is that it is used for only present forms, verb 1 and verb 5. Now, we will have a look on the slide and get more verbs and its verb 5 forms. Have a look on the screen, on the slide. Okay, now see there, verb 1 and verb 5 forms of verb. I have mentioned some of the verbs over there. See, verb 1 and verb 5. Play, dance, die, close, want, open, close. I guess I have mentioned close 2 times, isn't it? Right, 1 time only. Enjoy, turn. Verb 5 form of play is plays. S is only added. Dance, dances. S is added. Die, dies. S is added. Close, closes. Want, wants. Open, opens. Enjoy, enjoys. Turn, turns. These are some of the verbs. Now, we will have a look on next slide as well. Okay, see here, we have got more verbs over here. Eat, eats, write, rides, go, goes. Here you can see es is added. In go, es is added to make it verb 5. See, sees, make, makes, stand, stands, sit, sits, keep, keeps, come, comes, cook, cooks, sing, sings. Now these are some of the verbs which I have picked out with their two forms, that is verb 1 and verb 5. Now we'll have a look on next slide. Now see uses of verb 1 and verb 5, where we are going to use verb 1 and where we are going to use verb 5. Now the first line, see verb 1 are present plural verbs. Okay, present, it is used to denote present tense and they are used with what? Plural verbs. Like we, they, these are pronouns, plural pronouns, and plural nouns take verb 1. For example, they play football. They is singular pronoun, so it has taken what? Verb 1, that is play. They play football. Likewise, we is plural pronoun, so it has also taken what? Verb 1, go. We go to school. Boys, boys is what? Boys is plural noun. So, boys has also taken verb 1. Boys fight with each other. Now, next is verb 5. Verb 5 are present singular verbs. Verb 1 and verb 5 both are present. Verb 1 takes plural, whereas verb 5 take singular verbs. Like singular verbs are like he, she, it. These are singular pronouns and singular nouns. Take verb 5. Now let's have a look on the example. For example, he is singular pronoun, so he plays. In above sentence, they was plural, so play was used, whereas in this sentence he is singular, so it has taken verb 5 form. Likewise, she goes to school. Goes is verb 5 form. In above sentence, we was plural, so what was used? Verb 1 was used, whereas in the below sentence, goes is used, verb 5 form. Now, cow is a gentle animal. It gives us milk. It is also singular, so it has taken verb 5 form. It gives us milk. Likewise, Ram is singular noun. Ram helps other people. Helps is verb 5. Now in bracket I have written I and you being singular takes verb 1. And one thing you have to keep in mind that you is singular as well as plural, but here I have written I and you being singular takes verb 1. You have to keep this in mind. I and you always take verb 1 form. Okay, these are the uses about verb 1 and verb 5. I guess you are clear about it. Now we will go to classroom activities. Next slide. Now classroom activity, you have to choose the right forms of verb. Now see there, A number, he does the piano. You have to choose the correct option, either play or plays. B number, Ria, her work, do or does. C number, they, food, cooks or cook. D number, teacher, teach or teaches us. E number, I, go or goes to school every day. F number, you sing or sings beautifully. We want or wants a long holiday. Teachers scolds or scold us. Now this is your classroom activity which you have to think and do by yourself. Later on I will be showing you the answer of these. Please think for a while. At first, identify which is verb 1 form and which is verb 5 form. I gave a clue also, isn't it? When you have to identify verb 1 and verb 5, wherever there is S or ES, that will be what? Verb 5 form. Now see in A number, verb 5 is which? First one or second one? Obviously second one has got S, so that is verb 5. Now you will, in second step, what you have to do? You have to identify either the subject is singular or plural. He is singular or plural? He is singular. Now think what was the use of where we are going to use verb 1 and verb 5. I just gave you a clue. In B number, at first let's identify form of verb. Where is S or ES at last? In second option, that means that is verb 5. Now next point, subject is Ria and Ria is singular or plural? It is singular. C number, cooks and cook is there. The first one has got S, so that is verb 5 form. Now let's go to subject, that is they. They is singular or plural? That is plural pronoun. D number, teacher, teach, teaches. Second option has got ES, so that is verb 5. That is verb 5, and subject is teacher. S is not added at last, so that will be singular. E number, I. Dash to school every day, goes and go is there. ES is in the first option, so that is verb 5, and subject is I, that is singular. But I guess we learned some exception case also about I and you. Remember that what I taught you. Now F number, you. Subject is you. Now look at the verb sing and sings. S is added in the second option, so sings is verb 5. The first one is verb 1. And you is exception case. What you are going to use with you? Think. G number, we, that is plural subject, want or wants. Second is verb 5, the first one is verb 1. H number, teachers. Teachers scolds or scold. Okay, I guess I have given you too much time to think over it. Now let's have a look on next slide. You will see answer over there. Now see there, the answer is marked with a red. A number, he plays the piano. Plays is verb 5. He is subject. He is subject. B number, Ria is subject which is in singular form. So it takes a does. Does is verb 5. Ria does her work. C number, they. They is plural pronoun. It is plural, so it takes verb 1. They cook food. D number, teacher is singular subject, so it takes verb 5, that is teacher teaches us. E number, I and you are exception case, being singular subject, they take verb 1. So the answer is I go to school every day. F number, you is exception case, it takes verb 1. You sing beautifully. Now G number, we. We is plural pronoun, so it takes verb 1. We want a long holiday. H number, teachers. In D number there was teacher, and in H number we have got teachers. Teachers, it is plural subject, so it takes what? Verb 1. Teachers scold us. Okay. Now this is the classroom activity. I guess you are too much clear about it. Now once more I am going to, please have a look on the board. Once more I am going to explain it in very brief. I think this is the base form. that of the verb, that if you become clear about the verb in this level, then it will be very much easier for you in higher level as well. So that I am going to explain it once again in very brief. Now verb 1 and verb 5, what? Very easy. Singular means one. So singular means one. Now 1 is very less, isn't it? So it wants more. 1, 5. It attracts more. So singular subject, they take verb 5. It is less, isn't it? Singular means 1. So it takes more, that is verb 5. Likewise, plural. Plural means more, isn't this? More than 1. So what does plural take? It takes less. It doesn't want more because it is already more. It's enough. So plural takes what? Verb 1. In this way, if you understand, singular is only 1, less, so it wants more, verb 5. Plural is already many, I don't need too much, so plural takes what? Verb 1. In this way, if you understand, then it will be very much easier till your higher level as well. And I taught you about one exception case also, isn't it? What was that exception case? Exception case was about I and one more about you. I and you. I is singular pronoun, and you is what? Singular as well as plural. Singular as well as plural. But being singular pronoun also, I and you, if we go according to this rule, then I and you should take what? Verb 5, isn't it? But it will not be, this rule will not be applied here. I and you are very different type of things, so they are going to take what? Verb 1. Okay? So this is exception case about verb 1, use of verb 1 and verb 5. Verb 1, verb 5, they are present forms. Singular subject takes verb 5, whereas plural takes verb 1. And next thing is, I and you being singular pronoun, what do they take? They take verb 1. I guess you are too much clear about it because it's very much easy, isn't it? Now I have some home assignment for you, so we will have a look on the slide, to the last slide. Now this is home assignment for you. Now identify the forms of verb. How many forms did we learn today? We learned only 2 forms, verb 1 form and verb 5. And verb 1 and verb 5 are present forms. So you have to identify either they are verb 1 or verb 5. You just have to write either verb 1 or verb 5. Now the verbs are call, sings, help, roar, goes, spend, sits, blows, take, lays, live, cuts, lifts, finish, pass, invites. Now these are some of the verbs. I have mixed verb 1 and verb 5 together, and you have to identify the forms of verb, either they are verb 1 or verb 5. Now this is your home assignment. Please note down in your note copy. I guess you have noted down. Okay, have a look on the board once again. I guess you have noted down, and I guess all the students are very much clear about verb 1 and verb 5, because today I took one very small topic. I thought that you should have knowledge about, very good knowledge about verb 1 and verb 5. So I took one small topic from grammar from lesson 1 and I have taught you in very much detail about verb 1 and verb 5. I guess you can use it in your communication as well, that singular always takes verb 5 and plural always takes verb 1. Okay, plural always takes verb 1. Whenever I see many students, when they talk, have communication, they use very wrong, they make wrong use of verb 1 and verb 5. So from today onwards, I guess all the students are going to use properly the forms of verb 1 and verb 5. Now remember it properly and do your home assignment as well. I guess I have taught you very nicely. Okay, now in our next class we will be reading about verb, and today we have read verb 1 and verb 5. In our next class we will be learning about verb 2, that is past tense. Today we learnt about present. In our next class, past tense. Till then, please do your work, stay home and stay safe. Thank you very much.